So, what's the one thing that truly separates the good from the great? It's not just about working hard, and it's not just motivation. It's something deeper. Today, we're diving into the A to Z of a really powerful concept, zeal. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about this? What's the real difference between just doing a good job and creating something that genuinely moves the needle, something truly transformative? It's a huge question, right? And the answer we're going to explore today is actually a single powerful word. And that word is zeal. You can think of it as this incredible combination, this synthesis of passion, purpose, and persistence. See, it's not just one thing. It's this dynamic fusion of what you believe, what you feel, and that relentless energy you have to see it all through. So how do we build it? Well, let's break down the components. Every great engine starts with a solid foundation, the engine block. For Zeal, that foundation is your why. These are the fundamental cognitive anchors that give all of your energy a clear, unwavering purpose. So what's this foundation actually made of? It's built on 4 key pillars: belief, commitment, loyalty, and dedication. And while all of them are super important, let's really zoom in on the 2 that are the absolute bedrock of your why: belief and commitment. The entire structure, it all rests on this first tis. Let's start with the absolute bedrock, belief. Now, this isn't just some vague, wishy-washy feeling. It's what the source calls a cognitive conviction. It's that conscious, solid reason you invest your energy in the first place. That unwavering faith you have in the mission, the leadership, or the purpose. Without this anchor, all your effort is just kind of adrift. And that anchor, well, it needs a direct connection right back to you. So if belief is the anchor, then commitment is the chain. It's what's described here as a binding psychological state. It's basically the powerful internal glue that makes the organization's goals your goals. It's the reason you put in that extra effort, not because you have to, but because you are genuinely attached to the outcome. Okay, so we've got a solid foundation. But an engine block just sitting there on its own doesn't really go anywhere, does it? It needs energy. It needs a spark. And that brings us to the second part of this whole system, your emotional fuel. These are the powerful drivers that actually ignite action. This spark is ignited by some really potent emotional forces, things like ardor, passion, joy, and fervor. To really see how this works, let's focus on 2 of the most powerful fuels in this mix. And this first one is a fantastic, really intense word. Let's talk about ardor. This is your internal fire. It's that burning intensity that keeps you going when a paycheck just isn't enough. It's the pure, intrinsic motivation that keeps you going when all the external rewards fall short. And the second one is a word we all recognize, but there's a really crucial distinction here. Next up is a word we hear all the time, passion. But this definition is so important. It's not a fleeting interest, it's a sustained emotional investment. See, true passion really ignites when the work you do aligns with your very identity. And that's when it becomes a powerful, renewable source of energy. Okay, so we have a foundation, and we have fuel. But raw fuel poured onto a foundation, well, that just creates a bonfire, right? A big, messy, uncontrolled fire. To create forward movement, you need an engine. And that's our third section, your disciplined energy. These are the components that regulate and channel all that emotional fuel effectively. This right here is the crucial difference. Raw, unregulated intensity is a bonfire. It's bright, it's hot, but it inevitably leads to burnout. But when that same intensity is channeled through rigor and discipline, it transforms into the focused energy of a jet engine. The point isn't just having the energy, it's all about regulating it. One of the key regulators is all about endurance. A key part of this engine is tenacity, what a lot of us just call grit. Think of it as the gearbox that keeps you from stalling out when you're going up a really steep hill. It's not about being the smartest or the fastest, it's about relentless perseverance. Tenacity is what keeps the engine running, especially under pressure. The other is about direction. And finally, there's willpower. You can think of this as your internal executive control. It's the steering wheel that keeps you from getting sidetracked by every little distraction. It is, quite literally, the essential bridge that turns your good intentions into consistent, meaningful action. So we have the foundation, we have the spark, and we have the engine. What happens when you put them all together? You get the result. You unleash zeal. And here's the best part. It's not a one-time event.
It actually creates a powerful, self-reinforcing loop of high performance.
This is where it all comes together in what we call the Zeal loop. It starts with your belief, your core why. That belief fuels your emotion, which generates incredible energy. Then you channel that energy through disciplined execution, which produces tangible results. And here's the magic. Those results provide positive feedback, which in turn strengthens your original belief. And then the whole cycle begins again. Only this time, it's even stronger than before.
Ultimately, zeal is so much more than just a feeling. As the source material puts it, it's the animating force. It's the active ingredient that takes all of our raw potential and systematically converts it into real-world, high-level performance. Now look, we've only just touched on a few of the core components today, but the central idea here is that these qualities, belief, passion, tenacity, these aren't things you need to go out and find somewhere. You already possess them. The only question left is, how will you choose to unleash your zeal?